How are we doing today, Starseeds? Hope you're all doing well, and that you made it safely through Hurricane Milton if your area was affected by its wrath. This Starseed Ascension Energies Tarot reading will be covering the full Super Huntress Moon in Aries, also the full Super Harvest Moon, due to be the biggest and brightest supermoon and full moon in general out of this entire year. As you probably already know, whenever supermoons occur, this works to greatly enhance and intensify its energy and theme, forcing us to get our acts together in areas we've been lagging with greater force, to change outdated behavior patterns holding us back in our ascension out of our old bodies, to close down old cycles holding us back to old timelines, creating intense emotional purges and shifts and shutdowns, and to remove false belief systems, keeping us weighed down in multiple areas, and even more. It being in Aries this month is working to help us act quicker and with much more tenacity than we may have been used to in the past, in terms of moving forward in life to bigger and brighter things, just like the moon will be shining for us this month. Light codes that typically transmit to us from its spiritual, mystical influences are also majorly increased when in super mode, providing us even more healing and clarity than we usually receive from regular full moons as a result. And lastly, if you are curious on a more grounded level, the harvest and hunter theme of it symbolizes herbs becoming ripe enough to pick from the ground, as well as actual hunters feeling more energized and willing to hunt more consciously and for the right reasons. Spiritually, the harvest theme usually signifies a huge manifestation of abundance after seeds you've planted in the past for this to occur finally begins to sprout from the ground after quite some time, which is perfect timing right now for us dedicated, patient starseeds who have been at the forefront of our mission to not just ascend out of our old bodies, to be caught up into our new bodies, but to be rewarded for our incredibly important role in also shutting down the entire Hunger Games Ascension Process arena that we've all been a part of and hijacked by since way back in 2012. So, now that I feel we've gathered enough info to freshen us up before we begin the reading, I think now is a great time to go ahead and start. Immediately from the Seven of Pentacles, I'm feeling the energies of focusing, as well as feeling inclined to focus on only what matters this full moon period. This will be very specific to the goals, ambitions, and themes of your own life as usual, of course, but also geared towards our joint Starseed Collective's mission of shutting down the Matrix Beast system, reclaiming all that's ours from it, its ground crew helpers grasps, and finding fulfillment in new, better ways that we could have mustered before while trapped in the limitations and confines of the old Earth paradigm of lessons. So, just like a script and the writers of a script, we are actually the leaders paving the way, changing the game, the Matrix is mine, and creating a whole new school of life program from our perfect perspective and experience that we've acquired throughout our very long, intense, rigorous, now somehow dangerous ascension process. The energy of letting go is coming through now, which is most definitely in regards to anything and everything holding you back from fully ascending out of your old body and into the new 2.0 versions of our former light bodies, such as addictions, false belief systems that may still be lingering at this stage of our journey, although the ones at the forefront of this mission should be far beyond and past that old reality by now. In addition, however, I am also sensing the energies of finally, with the greatest relief, being able to let go of negative people, that being so-called friends, relatives, bosses, coworkers, even former teachers that bound to us karmically throughout our lives, as a result of the supermoon thoroughly pushing and commanding this to be so that we may be freed in all ways, like you may have felt as a child. This free-flowing energy, now able to flow within us as a result of their exit, causing our former reality to be dense, thick, mucky, boring, negatively eventful, and downright unexciting for ages, will definitely be what ushers us right into the second childhood, new Earth playground timeline and frequencies, where we've been traveling towards all along. It actually looks like the mandalas at the bottom of the illustration, rooted underneath the ground, is symbolic of all of the jealous haters and naysayers that we've unnecessarily had to face throughout life, whom are very obviously hateful and envious of God, His effortless power and beauty, His children, that being us, along with it, as well as their slow, painful, regretful I'm hearing, humiliating, shameful descent into their personal torment chambers this imminent Judgment Day Revelations period. This is a pure depiction of our Sisterhood of the Rose motto that goes, "As we rise, they shall fall." And this is because they were stupid enough to follow the beast system and the devil's design, and go ahead to attach to God's children with their negative opinions and wonky, strange, backwards outlook on life, and try to take us with them, or even switch places with us, by implementing a multitude of tactics throughout their time amongst us. Now it is time for them to be officially shamed greatly, and then left behind for the long term, so that we may finally rise, shine, and thrive as we're meant to, which is exactly the period that feels very soon approaching us. The energy of putting plans together, good plans at that, that truly works and gets you somewhere in life, is also felt within the card that will come to fruition, making the slight smile on his face mean a lot more than it appears beneath the surface. Freedom from so many burdens stored within the heart and heart chakra is felt releasing from us all as a result of their exit, and we are not to be focused on the types of punishments they receive from all of their evil deeds. Instead, look away and focus on what matters, just like the moon is helping you with, or else you may turn to dust from the curiosity. The energies of babies being switched, handed over to the proper handlers, is also coming through, signifying both real life babies being handled improperly, as well as the innocent child within ourselves, switching to the custody of God, true loved ones, and soul family after being lost in a different realm away from them for so long. This period is the most pivotal period in our entire Earth, even universe's history. I just want to remind you all, marking not just how important this period is, but how important you are throughout our universe's history, reminding you that you are archaic and history itself in this very way. From the major arcana of the Strength card, I'm seeing a clear depiction of both the lion and lioness tribe of Judah being conveyed within the royal, beautiful, fierce half-woman, half-lioness creature in front of us, which is signifying our recent successful, tumultuous ascent into these extremely high, incredibly humbling positions that I'm feeling permeating my entire body right as I speak, if you can too, and it's marking not just how far we've come on our long journey, but it's also marking the complete end of our Starseed journey ascending out of the Matrix B system overall. Our specific sector of the Starseed Collective was very different, highly regal, especially towards the end, which required us to collect things along the way, and to also become other things along the way that others did not have to collect nor become, making it crystal clear that we are, in fact, the one and only specially chosen Hebrew Israelites, spoken about in accurate sacred texts and holy scriptures that God has been seeking for centuries now, so that He may gather us all together in the correct timeline and incarnation for once, and give us our long-lost inheritance, which will unlock all hidden sectors and mysteries of our lives, life in general, and every single lifetime and timeline, we've been fragmented from this. This is what's helping make us fully in charge of, not just Judgment Day, but our lives in general, far outside of this strange reality known as Judgment Day period that we've been stuck with preparing for and mastering over the last 5 months or so specifically. Feel free to let your hair hang down and to style it in whichever crazy, personalized way you feel guided to from here on out for feminine energy, even if you're a male representing the long-lost, flamboyant Peacock Nation, as well as free energy, is here and ours for the taking. If you have been feeling stuck in speech and expressing yourself verbally, or if you've even had problems with your vocal cords or throat chakra, which the past several new moons and full moons have been helping us heal and overcome over the past several months as well, I'm feeling that the chains in these extremely important power centers have been fully dropped to the point where, just like a true lioness and lion, the voice is now wanting to burst and growl from the mouth and throat region after being constricted and limited and shut down from the fear of persecution for so long. The ones who stupidly inflicted this upon us are very smart, and they will know what we mean by this when the time comes sooner rather than later. The infinity symbol tattooed on her left forearm area is letting us know that we are eternally infinite, sanctified beings, always protected by God from way up high from our new homes in high heaven, where He is also stationed, awaiting our sweet return. The subtle sass, spice, youth, and angst emanating from within her is also, just like the Twin Flame reading covering the Super Harvest Moon, letting us know that it is okay and safe to express yourself this way if you've been out of bounds from this natural form of living life for a long time throughout your journey, enveloping yourself in spirituality as you felt guided, or even if you've been severed from this natural form of self-expression due to peers, colleagues, associates, acquaintances, judging you unfairly out of envy. The red heart she wears around her neck is promising us that we should bear no more heartbreak from here on out, for we have by far passed those old, harsh, but majorly important lessons after all the trials and tribulations we've had to go through. And lastly, the lamb just at the bottom of the image is letting us know that the precious lamb essence, which is a template and natural expression you can feel within Jesus Christ, for example, has been saved, rescued, raptured from the devil eternally, completely out of harm's way, fully returned to innocence, which is exactly who we've fallen, but now permanently risen, Hebrew Israelites are at our core as well, making us have no choice but to be reborn in Christ's image, just as it is depicted in the Bible. What a beautiful, most miraculous, most momentous, most eventful, celebratory transformation due to be bestowed upon us that we are so grateful to be receiving together as a tribe. And lastly, the Two of Wands, although seemingly somber, is a beautiful yet melancholy message of saying goodbye and releasing the past with grace as she smiles slightly, which it feels like she's doing, and stares out the window. The energies of being saved from past hardships, dense and negative energy, all the low experiences that comes with it, is also coming through along with this as well, which I can actually feel leaving her essence, like a breath slowly exhaling from her body with the greatest peace. The way that she holds onto the rod with her right hand is coming with so much strength, just as the prior strength card was just conveying, but not just strength on a warrior level, but even better, on a human level, which is who we are first and foremost. It makes you realize from an even better perspective just how much we've overcome and achieved individually and together throughout our battle maneuvering through the Hunger Games, the Purge, Zombie Apocalypse Ascension Process. The row of lights above her head is signifying our tribe's successful, yet tremendous, I'm being warned, big 180 flip out of the old paradigm of pain, suffering, loneliness, bad luck, and inner and outer division, which we've entirely mastered altogether. And this is because it felt as if the old, dim lights that used to hang above our heads and follow us all around and rain all of our parade have now been switched and replaced with the most welcoming, warming, familiar, youthful lights that matches our true personality and who we are at our core in our entirety, which is just so great to see. The feelings of being completely, totally, entirely enveloped, favored, raptured, and caught up with God is coming through next, as if his literal hand is reaching down from the heavens above, as humble as this big force of energy can possibly muster, in order to set us free that much more, thank us endlessly for all we've done to be here, for holding on to him, the truth, still vowing to keep him within our hearts, through all the illusions thrown at us, while apart from him, in this always constant truth and knowing. If you forgot on some level why your consciousness was trapped elsewhere, like I even did on some level. Any guilt, shame, or embarrassment you may feel on a spiritual level for being a true child of God, even that you may have been unaware of on deep levels, telling you that you are not worthy of his praise, honor, appreciation, gratitude, or salvation, I'm going to ask to be removed from anyone in our tribe who needs this, so that you may humbly remember who you are, what you're all about, who you are as a child of God, as an individual apart from him, which is perfectly okay, as well as remember who he is on a more grounded, real, personal, true-to-life perspective. The globe of planet Earth in front of her is letting us know that the entire world is now our oyster, as well as letting you know that any plans you've been wanting to put into action for the progression of your life will soon come to fruition for your utmost complete and total freedom. Pondering things and playing within your head by actually dreaming innocently like you've done in the past before the ascension process began, especially during childhood years, is felt occurring within the young woman in the illustration also, giving us full permission to now do this freely, and is actually highly encouraged. The painting of the red vehicle it appears she painted stationed on the ground before her actually looked like a red toy truck to me at first glance, which is giving us full permission to play just like an innocent child once again in this way, and is also alluding to just how close we are to the official opening and entering of the long-awaited 5D New Earth, Middle Earth, Second Childhood Playground timeline that we're very soon flipping into. This will help to spark and usher along the age reversal process we are promised to undergo in order to shut off all layers of the past karmic cycles that we've fully outgrown and was never truly ours to bear in the first place, as well as to make up for all of the wasted years participating in this mass game of shutting down the entire Matrix B system that thrust us into false timelines, far away from home and the true norm, our true norm. Home is where the heart and soul is, which is just where we're returning to, and where God wants us ASAP, nice, safe, and snug, right where we belong and always have. But our crazy badasses can be far away from the norm, our homes if this is required, which is just what we've done after all of these years battling the devil, his ground crew helpers, like the warriors we naturally are. Even if this profound, otherworldly aspect of yourself surprised you once this was discovered, victory is ours on the most insane, gargantuan levels as a result of everything we've done, every step we took, every word we said to be the real-life Earth gods and goddesses we are today. And that completes the Starseed Ascension Energies reading, covering the full harvest Hunter Supermoon in Aries this October 17th. I hope that it carries you well. Comment down below if you have any questions or statements, for I love answering them and having conversations in general. Remember that Venus is our planet and teacher of the month, and that you can still tap into her and rely on her for extra benefits, learning experience, and influences as you wish by your own accord. And I'm going to attend that we all reap the very best results from this particular full supermoon, this full moon season. Stay blessed, Starseeds, and see you on the other side.